Hello and welcome. Our everyday life is frequently full of problems and hardships. Stress and anxiety, fears and phobias, worries, communication difficulties, misunderstandings and sorrows, anger, and many other issues, the list of which is endless. 8+1 Ways to Get a Life is a series of monthly lessons guiding you step by step to build a personality free from such problems and ready to face life's challenges in a masterful way. The question is, where all these problems come from and how can we overcome them forever? Psychology seeks to explain and analyze feelings and behaviors in order to help people face the loads of everyday challenges. Two factors are usually responsible for most of the problems. Traumatic past experiences, for example, physical abuse, neglect, continuous fights and conflicts with people, loss of loved ones, failures, loss of a job, and many others. Often, even innocent events might become causes of pain to someone. Second is the way in which we perceive and translate life's experiences in our inner self. Someone at the age of 16 was thrown out of the house by his parents. He became a very successful businessman. Someone else might have turned to drugs or alcohol. Life experiences make humans unconsciously adapt to new facts, either positive or negative. In order to achieve this, they adopt different behaviors. These are usually, but not exclusively, established in childhood and aim to protect the person. However, these behaviors are like taxes. Once they are imposed, it's difficult to get rid of them, even when they are no longer necessary. You know what I mean? They block our free expression and become sources of new problems. For example, if a child is punished and is humiliated in front of his classmates for a mistake he made, he might develop a tendency to cover up his mistakes. Later, he might hide problems occurring in his relationship, and instead of solving them, he will let them accumulate, and at a certain time, the relationship might explode. Eventually, he might start covering up mistakes related to his job, resulting to either him being fired if he's an employee, or lose the whole business if he owns it. Another behavioral pattern concerns the way in which people see the world. For example, a woman abused by her father sees every man as an exploiter, sees harsh and cannot enjoy friendships with men. Now, a specific class of traumatic experiences originates from the inability or the neglect of the parents to satisfy several basic needs of the child. Usually, when the origin of the psychological traumas is of this type, they remain hidden from consciousness. Thus, the person without knowing ceases to grow emotionally. Various behavioral patterns which have been developed to protect us have by now become obstacles to our development and our well-being. They function in our lives as filters. These filters influence how we perceive reality and do not let us know the truth about who we really are, what our real potential is, and what we are able to achieve. Answer the following question. Do you believe that your value as a human being is more than what meets the eye? Do you believe that you can achieve more than you have achieved up to now, or that you have done much more than what other people have acknowledged? Most people would say yes, and you know what? They are absolutely right. You have an extremely resourceful and powerful giant hidden within you. However, the cloud of traumatic experiences and the limiting beliefs derived from them keep this giant in chains. What do you need to free this giant? Well, he cannot be free because every time a difficulty comes up, most people focus their efforts in dealing with this particular difficulty. They do not work with the whole of themselves. Thus, most of the times, they improve temporarily, and after a while, they come back to the previous state. The giant, in order to be freed and remain free, needs a radical reformation of your personality. And this is what 8+1 Ways to Get a Life does, and makes it different from anything else. The goal of the 8+1 Ways to Get a Life is not to just address one problem, but help you transform yourself. Why is such a radical reformation of your personality of great value to you? Because a symptom or a difficulty can have its origin in causes completely different from the obvious ones. If we only focus on one symptom, it might reappear after a while. On the contrary, if we examine our personality as a whole, we do not only relieve ourselves from many symptoms, but we also become shielded against future unpleasant situations. The 8+1 Ways to Get a Life are monthly lessons. Each lesson describes various aspects of a problem with examples and explains how you can address it with various simple practices. Now, the good thing is that each lesson has a 2-week program, guiding you step by step on what you need to do each day. Why a 2-week program in a monthly lesson? Because as humans, we have obligations. In case you cannot do it in 2 weeks, you have 2 more weeks to catch up without guilty feelings. Now, why do we say 8+1 and not 9? Because we offer you the last lesson as a bonus after you complete the other 8. We believe that human beings are not only made of matter, we believe that they are spiritual beings too. Thus, the 9th lesson explains how at times diseases or accidents are not only due to physical causes or coincidences, but also on how coincidences are related to our real, secret, and subconscious intentions. This lesson is not included in the price. We offer it to you as a bonus. It is up to you to decide how you will use it. These lessons include information and practices that can add massive value to your life and save you from countless troubles. For them to do so, you need to take action now. Taking action now is the first step to your success. If you leave it for later, later seldom comes. So take action now and get the first lesson absolutely free. Go right there, type your name and email address, and it will be yours. As you go through these lessons, there is a serious danger. You might find them simplistic. Men and women who applied these lessons, though, all agree that behind the apparent simplicity of the text and practices, there is a powerful force which transforms your life. What is this powerful force? It's the power of knowing the basics and applying them with accuracy. That's what brings significant and long-lasting results, naturally and effortlessly. And that's what the 8+1 Ways to Get a Life really is. So, put your name and email address there. Get the first lesson for free, and let's create together your success. May this be the beginning of an enchanting journey full of thrilling discoveries. Good luck, and I hope I will see you inside.